It's so crazy. You tend to forget how far you came. So I remember. And then these like they're gonna like build up the tooth, almost give me veneers. How my Invisalign didn't work. And I've done my Invisalign! So in today's video, I'm going to explain what happens when you complete the Invisalign treatment. I'm going to talk about how, you know, buttons are removed, retainers, everything, and then some. All the stuff I wish I knew then that I know now. So the things that were wrong with my teeth were I had a really deep overbite. My front part of my jaw popped out. I had fangs. In my opinion, I had fangs. And my first, actually the whole top row of my teeth were all spaced out. They were just really jagged and weird tiny shapes. I wasn't into them. And of course I had a pretty big gap. It wasn't really the gap that I had a problem with, but in order to fix everything, the gap had to go. For those of you who've been following my journey, you probably realize that there's been a huge gap, no pun, since the last time I posted. And that is because the idea was to push all of my teeth together but leave a space between my laterals. And laterals are the second teeth beside the first tooth. My laterals were very small and a weird shape. I was told that we're going to leave a space between these two teeth and do something called bonding. It's very similar to veneers, creating a fake tooth with some kind of material. Never was I told that this would be extra. I know like it's cosmetic and I shouldn't have assumed, but in the overview, refinements were, it did mention that refinements were extra, it mentioned that retainers were extra. As I was going to book my last appointment, I was then quoted for about nearly $1,000. The bonding had to be done because now I had two big spaces between my teeth, and because I have a gap, I needed the lingual retainers. I do understand that this is their profession, this is how they earn a living. So I was put in a really bad position because I didn't have the money. They were asking me if I had the money now or half. After time, I was able to come up with an agreement with them and split it up into payments. I even had to get a second job just so I didn't feel that much of a financial burden for these additional costs. It was awful, but anyways, so the first step was removing my buttons, those beautiful little off-white ticks to help keep your trays intact. Luckily, I have some clips. I had to get the lingual retainers. I have a bar along here and along here. It's really tricky to answer questions about retainers because everybody's mouth is different and only your dentist, I can't speak, dentist or orthodontist knows what's best for you. For my case, I obviously had to have them. My dentist didn't really recommend them just due to the fact that it's really hard to floss and it can cause a lot of hygiene issues if you're not on top of it. So that's something you're gonna have to talk to your dentist about. And of course there's the plastic, essentially they're like thicker Invisalign trays that you wear at night. And ever since I had Invisalign, I have become obsessed with flossing. Like I'm sitting here freaking out, how am I going to floss my teeth? And my dentist recommended that I get a water flosser. My water flosser, damn it. Crap, okay, yeah. Anyway, it's nothing that special. It was the cheapest one at Walmart, to be honest with you. If you have Amazon, I highly recommend going on Amazon because they have like just a museum of them and you can choose from a whole bunch of better kinds. You know, that just wasn't enough for me. So I also use a thing called, I took it out of the box, but Super Floss. Mine, it is by Oral-B. It is floss with like 3 different textures. Now, it has this sharp little end that can poke through the bottom of your teeth and it goes under and then you just kind of shimmy it around and it is what it is. It's all for the smile. So essentially the only pro is that it keeps your teeth intact. I mean, by all means, you wear your retainer at night. Those often get lost and you do forget to wear them and your teeth do tend to move. I only know of one person that still wears their retainer in their adult life. Like everyone I know that has had braces or Invisalign doesn't wear the retainer at night and their teeth have moved. So I've had all of the issues with every single one of my memory cards. It's still the same day, just a few hours later. Now, what else got done? I got my bonding done. I filmed the whole process, which is really cool. my third time trying to make this video. All like 5 of my memory cards weren't working. My battery died. I'm gonna try to pick up from where I left off, or just kind of conclude this whole thing. So ultimately, my final thoughts on Invisalign. I loved it. I know it may sound weird because I spend a lot of time talking about the cons, but it's just I do this because I want everyone to kind of be aware of like the negative of Invisalign, just so you can enjoy it more. So if you are kind of more of aware of things that could go wrong or things that you could do differently, your experience will be better. But yeah, in conclusion, I loved it. I'm happy that I closed my gap. It was the only way I could fix my teeth, so that's fine. Do I miss it? Not really. And honestly, I don't even remember what it was like having a gap. I vaguely do, and it wasn't that long ago. I got my Invisalign January 2017. It is, dude, I'm so crazy. I don't even know what it is. Okay, it's March 2018. It hasn't been that long, but this feels like my normal, which is so crazy. Even having my Invisalign out, I can't even really remember what it was like. It goes by fast, which brings me to my next point, and I said that in one of my other videos, is trust the process. If you absolutely despise your teeth, man, take as many pictures of it, embrace it, truly remember what it's like, because it's such a cool process. And looking back, I hated my teeth. I never took pictures of myself, and I don't have much to reference, and it's sad, and it's really humbling to know how far you come. So please, man, like, my first thing was like, get this over with, but just enjoy the process. Yes, it can be annoying sometimes. It goes by so fast. This is a picture from not my actual dentist, but these are some pictures that I took in 2015, and like, look at my teeth. Just things that I want you guys to remember before you start Invisalign or once you start it is use your chewies. The little plastic things like the little rubber things. So for the first 2 days of having your trays, chew on them for a good like minute to 2 minutes. They help more than you know. If you notice your teeth, if there's a lot of space at the bottom between your teeth and your Invisalign tray, that probably means it's not fitting correctly. So go to your orthodontist or dentist ASAP and try to get it solved. They make you go back a tray. They may make you go further. They'll kind of know. So yes, communicate with your dentist. Yes, it's annoying to like venture out to the dentist, but to communicate, ask questions. Also, keep in mind, and I hate to say this because this kind of me being negative again, but at the end of the day, it is a profession, and the more you mess up your teeth and the more work they have to do on you is more money in their pockets. If you, like, yes, obviously I'm pretty sure like they have hearts, they're humans, but if you have to get refinements or a cavity, it's just more money for them. Try to find your own conclusion from what people are saying, because realistically the only thing you are supposed to consume, like the only liquid you're supposed to consume with your trays on, is water. Not even lemon water, because it seeps through. It could lead to cavities, just damage to your teeth, the enamel, maybe even gum disease. Don't quote me on that, I don't know, but it can cause a lot of problems. Like I said, I was traveling in California and I partied a lot. There are times where I personally felt like it made more sense to just take out the tray for a few hours and okay. My house is clearly, someone's burning something. Somebody can't cook in my house. I thought it made more sense to not mess up my gut, like not mess up my oral health, and just go out for like an hour or two. Wow, our house is, in my opinion, I thought it made more sense to just go out a few hours without the tray. And then I was like, ooh, you know, like this might not be the best idea. So I asked one of my friends, I asked a few of my friends, I'm like, hey guys, like, are you sure it's okay to drink with your trays in? Like, did you live to tell the story after you drank with having your Invisalign in? And all of my friends said yes. Some people drank coffee with it in the morning. Turns out I did get a pretty big cavity, and I'm pretty sure it's from drinking with my trays in, so don't do it. You know, one of the ways that they pitch Invisalign versus braces is, oh, you can eat whatever you want. Not really. It's freedom when you don't have the trays in, but you need the trays in. When you don't have the trays in, it's even harder than braces, because at least braces, the biggest issue is the aesthetics and things get stuck in it. But Invisalign, your teeth are locked up for a good 22 hours a day. Really plan around it. Like if you have a big trip coming up, I'd say wait till your trip is over. Or if you have a series of events, if you're going to be doing something, it's a commitment. And if you do too many hacks, like don't get me wrong, like sometimes we're not perfect, but if you do too many hacks, it's going to come back and haunt you. Another point is double check what you're paying for. So a few things I think you should ask your orthodontist is, are refinements included? And refinements And also keep in mind that if refinements, they like to say that they're not that common. They're way more common than you think. I had refinements. A lot of my friends had refinements. And when I was getting my teeth completed, I overheard the dentist say, oh, she only needed one refinement. I thought refinements were rare. And they were amazed that I only needed one refinement. And I said this before, but at a different dental office, I was getting a cleaning, and my dental hygienist said that she had refinements twice. Double check how much more you have to pay for refinements. And refinements aren't necessarily because things went wrong. If you're not happy with the end treatment, you can get refinements to fix whatever you don't like. Well, just know how much you'd pay for in the event that you get refinements, and there's like a good chance you'll have it. Also, another thing is buttons fall off more than you think, so hopefully try to see if your dentist doesn't charge for reattaching your buttons, because that sucks because they fall off. Like, my dentist said that I had to pay $160 for a cleaning. The surface of your teeth have to be super clean in order for the buttons to stick. I got a cleaning with them and my buttons still fell off. But luckily they didn't charge me to reattach the buttons because I got the cleaning with them. If I didn't get the cleaning with them, it cost $50 per button. And mine fell off a good 3-4 times. Ask them if you're going to require any cosmetic treatment and how much it'll cost. Another thing is, if you're going to be paying extra for certain things, ask them if they're willing to make a payment plan with you, because I had to fight for a payment plan for myself. So double check with that, because money, and I said that, what's funny, before this all happened, I said this in one of my comments to somebody. I said, make sure it's not a financial burden, because when Invisalign or anything is a financial burden, you tend to enjoy it less. And because I had the financial burden of like the cosmetics and the retainers, you could tell in like some of the comments, like before I was like so happy, and then after, like it's like some of the recent comments, I'm like, don't trust dentists, don't trust them. And that's another reason why I wasn't that happy with making this video. And I feel like the reason why I'm able to make the video now is because I only have one more payment left, so I feel free, Ask me in the comments. I reply to everybody, and if you see a comment that you know the answer to, please jump in and help the person out, because if we can all help each other, that would be so great. So do that. I can't believe this is like pretty much my last Invisalign video, but for everybody that's watched my journey, I just wanted to say thank you so much for following me with this. Documenting it has made it so much more cooler, and it's always something that I tend to look back at. With that being said, I have tons of Invisalign videos. Check them out if you have any more questions. If you found this video helpful, give it a like. It means so much to me. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, and I wish you all the best. Something I said before, everything is possible. It's not always going to be easy, whether it be Invisalign, whether it be braces. If you're watching this, you're probably kind of in a dilemma, so I wish you all the best. I have a lisp. Yeah, also, who cares about your lisp? It's mind over matter. Lisp isn't that big of a deal. Who cares? You'll be able to work through it. You're gonna be okay. Bye guys, thank you so much.
It feels great, motherfucker, yeah.